Hey, my name is April, and I'm the Peaceful Wife. Today I want to talk about Valentine's Day expectations. I think that sometimes this can become a real cause of conflict, contention, resentment, bitterness, and angst for a lot of ladies, whether we're single or married. It's easy to start putting a lot of expectations on Valentine's Day, and then if we don't get what we want, it's easy to have a meltdown, get upset, yell, scream, be angry, be bitter, and react in a lot of ways that really don't honor God and that destroy our relationships rather than build them up. So what I would like to see us do, I know there's a lot of different issues. Everybody has their own feelings about Valentine's Day. Some of you are single, some of you don't have a boyfriend. And so seeing all the Valentine's Day things in the stores and on the TV can be really upsetting and depressing, and you might feel like, well, if only I had a boyfriend, then I would be happy and I would feel loved on this day. Some of you are in relationships, but things are rocky. Some of you think that if only I could be engaged, or if only I could be married, then I would really feel loved on this day. And some of you are married and things are not going well, and you think, well, if only my husband were more romantic and would love me the way I want him to, then I would be happy and feel loved. And some of you are widows and some of you are divorced, and there's a lot of pain associated with this day. And what I would like to see us do is lay down our expectations that a person can make us feel loved, or that romance, the way the world describes it, flowers, candy, dinner out, fancy gifts, that's not really where our contentment comes from as believers in Christ. In fact, we can have contentment no matter what our circumstances are. Philippians 4:12-13, Paul says, I have learned to be content in every circumstance, whether I have plenty or I'm in need. And I can be content, and I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. So Jesus is the source of our contentment no matter what our circumstances are. And it's easy to think, well, if my circumstances were just better, I could be content, I could be happy. But we can be content right now as believers because our contentment depends on Christ, what He's done for us and our relationship with Him and us being close to Him and His Spirit filling us up to overflowing with His joy and peace. And for me, whether I sit at home and have grilled cheese sandwiches or go to a fancy restaurant, I'm going to be content because that's what's in my heart, because Jesus is in my heart. So because we are believers, we can certainly ask for what we want. If you have a boyfriend or you have a husband and you want to ask for chocolate or roses or a certain restaurant or whatever, that's fine. And we can ask for things respectfully and politely, but then we don't have to depend on the outcome of a situation in order to be content. We can be content in Christ no matter what the outcome is. And we don't have to try to force our way. And if we don't get what we want, we can respond thankfully in the power of God's Spirit. We can respond with gentleness, grace, kindness, thoughtfulness, consideration. We can maintain poise. We can be gentle. We can be respectful. We don't have to scream and throw things and cuss and yell, and we don't have to cry. We don't have to pitch a fit. We don't have to hold on to bitterness and resentment, because those things will not draw our men to us. They will repel our men and hurt our relationships. Plus, they'll hurt our relationship with God, and they will hurt us. So I would like to challenge you to focus this weekend, no matter what your circumstances are, on Philippians 4:8 kinds of things. Whatever is good, lovely, noble, right, just, true, pure, praiseworthy, or of good report. Focus on being thankful for what you have. Focus on Jesus and His Word. If you have a lot of trials in your life, there's still so much that he has given us. We can focus on not arguing or complaining. Philippians 2:14 through 16 says for believers to not argue or complain, because we are to shine like light, shine like stars in the universe as we hold forth the word of life that Christ gives us. And if we argue or complain, we can't shine for him. And then we can focus on loving others. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you know who is lonely, who is sad and depressed about Valentine's Day, that you could bless, that you could take some cookies or a card or flowers or something to make their day. And maybe there's something, if you do have a boyfriend or a husband, that you could do to bless him. What does he like? What does he want? How could you make this a special day for him? When you focus on how to bless others instead of what we want, it's a much better way to live, I think. So I hope that you will enjoy this day and not let all the expectations of the world weigh you down, because in Christ, we are free from the world's ways and the world's expectations. We don't have to buy a bunch of candy just because it's Valentine's Day. We don't have to have these astronomical expectations that our husbands are going to make a movie for, be like they're in a movie for us, a romantic movie. We don't have to have that. We are free even from our own desires and expectations, and we can lay all that before Christ, and we can be content in him. We can ask for what we want, but then we can be content with whatever situation we might have. So I hope this blesses you, and I hope that you will focus on that in Christ you are so deeply loved, you are accepted, you are cherished, you are precious, you are able to have your purpose in him. No human can ever meet those deepest needs of our souls. Only Jesus can do that. So let's not expect people to fulfill our souls. Let's take our deepest needs to Jesus and find our contentment, our peace, our security, our love and acceptance in him alone. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.